I am a radio announcer who basically wanted to be in radio since I was about 10 years old. Grew up in Barrie, just north of the city, and listened to Toronto radio stations when I was growing up, and that's where I kind of got the bug. And the radio in those days, and it still is, but not quite to the same extent, was just, it was very fun and it was free, and you know, it seemed like anything went on the air, and as long as you were having fun, that's all they cared about. And that's what I really liked about it, was the fact that it was just kind of, it felt like it was fly by the seat of your pants, and they could say anything, and it was really, really, you know, infectious. And so I got the bug when I was very young, and basically since then I've been practicing. At home, you know, going to bed, before I went to bed, I'd practice. Anywhere I could, I'd practice. I'd do intros on songs, and it led me to where I am now. I mean, I've worked around the country. I've worked in Sudbury and London and Barrie as well, and now, thank goodness, I'm here. Person specifically who really lit the fire for me, and his name was Tom Rivers. He just died a little while back, and he was the morning announcer on the station that is now 680 News. He was there when it was 680 CFTR. And he had characters, and he would do bits on the air, and he had special guests, and he just really brought it all to life. And he was the one that I really emulated since I was, you know, very young. And he was the one who really inspired me to get into radio. Now, that being said, I'm not limiting myself to radio. I would love to do TV, and I have done some TV as well. So, while going on the air, the biggest thing to keep in mind, and this is what our boss really kind of drills into our head, is the fact that you're not talking to a million people, you're talking to one person. And for our audience, that one person is, for the most part, a female, and between the ages of 35 and, say, 45 or 50. So every time we open or we turn on the mic, we are speaking to that one person. And she might have kids, she has a family to, you know, be concerned about, she's coming home from work or she's going to work, that type of thing. And we're always talking to one person, so we never talk in general, or for the most part, we don't talk in general terms, things like all you listeners out there and stuff like that, because that, you know, goes right over people's heads because you're not talking to them one-on-one. They want to feel like you're talking right to them. So that's the most important thing, is always talk to one person. Things like iPods and satellite radio and that type of thing is that they're neat, especially the iPod. It's neat to have, you know, your music as soon as you want it, and there's no interruptions and that type of thing. But the difference between that and radio, or what we do, is the fact that we make it personal, and we, you know, keep people apprised of what's going on in their community. So you're never going to get that from a satellite radio or from your iPod, because it's just playing music. And, you know, for the most part, satellite radio is from, you know, faraway places, and they're very general. They don't, you know, get very specific. So I don't see it ever, you know, affecting us to the point where we have to shut down operations. But, you know, every little bit will kind of chip away a little bit, but it's not going to make a huge impact so that we have to worry about our jobs as far as that goes. I wouldn't think so. The biggest inspiration for me for radio is basically when you're having fun on the air. If, you know, if the person is having fun on the air, then everybody listening should be having fun as well. And I think that that's kind of a lost art, because nowadays we're getting told to talk less and less and less and less and focus on the music. And so you kind of lose some of that spontaneity and just kind of doing whatever and that kind of thing. And I just want to have fun on the air. That's what I want to do. That's why that's why we're all in this business, to have fun. We have a music director who does all that, and her name is Tammy, and basically she decides what the rotation is and how often we play the songs, and we have to play so many Canadian artists every day. So she makes, you know, sure that that's all where it's supposed to be, and we can still move some things around if we want to, but you know, she would prefer if we would just kind of stick to what she's asked us to do. But we can, you know, here and there we can move a song.
Here we go as we continue with this long set of light favorites. It's Deep Crew, and I Will Be Waiting on 98.1 CHFI.
Tonight. Oh my goodness, I have made so many mistakes on the air. I have mistakes on the air today. It's crazy. Yeah, we're all human. We're going to mess up. But the biggest part to that is, when you make a mistake, don't dwell on it and move forward. And that's still something that I kind of struggle with, because I'm a kind of a perfectionist. You can't really cover it. You make a mistake, you mess up or whatever, you fix it and you move on. That's really all you can do. You can't go back and say, oh, I messed that up, or, you know, sometimes if you have time you can do that. But for the most part, you just kind of, you know, pick yourself up, move on, and start fresh. Just yesterday, I was doing my show, and I'll give you a little bit of background, because before I was here, I was doing a top 40 radio station in London, and my name on the air was Oz, which is short for, for Osborne. And so my show there was the Drive Home with Oz. And I haven't said that on the air since I left there 6 years ago. And yesterday I was in the zone, I was having fun, and for whatever reason, I slipped and I said, hey, it's the Drive Home with Oz. And I stopped and I said, it's Darren Osborne, and I kept going. Top 5 things I would like to do. I've never really done any traveling, and I think that, this is a huge world that we live in, and we have one little tiny slice of the pie here in Toronto, and it's a great slice of the pie, don't get me wrong, but there's just so much, there's just so much more to see, so much of the world to see, and I haven't seen pretty much any of it, so I would really like to do some traveling. I would like to do some more TV work, maybe, in a larger capacity, in a newscast, sportscasting, that type of thing. And, aside from that, I mean, I really am very fortunate with my life and where I've gotten to. So there isn't really a lot of stuff right now that, I feel like I haven't done or that I would like to do. So maybe the police thing, if that, were to, jump up again, I'd follow through on it for sure. In 5 years, I'm hopefully still going to be doing the afternoon show. In 10 years, I would like to be perhaps doing a morning show. And after that, or in there somewhere, there could be some TV work as well. I would love to do more TV work. Done any? No, and I would be nervous to do one simply because I'm not. You mean like teach a workshop? Yeah, I'm not a teacher by any stretch of the imagination. So that type of pressure doesn't appeal to me at all. I wouldn't mind sitting in on a workshop if somebody else were giving, because we can all learn. We're always learning every day. So I wouldn't mind sitting in on a workshop to learn some new things, but not teaching one. No, that would, I'd freak out about that. Absolutely. I've told hundreds of people this because I firmly believe it. The biggest thing to do if you want to get into radio, or if you're getting into radio right now, the biggest thing, and I've been doing it since I was 10, 12 years old, is practice, practice, practice. It doesn't matter where you're doing it, doesn't matter what time of day, it doesn't matter if you're by yourself, in front of friends or family. Practice talking in front of people, practice, doing an intro over a song if you, have your iPod or what have you, and you really want to do radio. You can't be on the air and be tripping and guessing at what you're going to say and all that, so you have to know what you're going to say before you go in. And part of that is just practicing it over and over and over again so it just becomes second nature. And that has always been the one thing that I really think sets people apart. Well, you can tell somebody who has the real heart and drive to be in radio and somebody who's just doing it because it's kind of a neat profession. And one of the biggest things is always, their ability to just kind of open their mouth and just start talking and not trip and not say, and search. That's always the big thing for me.